What is up, guys? Death here, giving you a little wave from inside the video game. This is my second YouTube video. I hope you guys enjoyed the first one. It was really just touching bases on what I'm about, what I'm looking forward to doing. But yeah, guys, again, very, very excited that I'm getting the chance to make YouTube videos for you guys, and it's a lot of fun for me. So this next part video is going to be an in-depth look at specialization, talents, and glyphs, why I spec into the certain spec I am, why I use my certain talents and glyphs, and how I apply them. So hopefully you guys can get a feel and understand why I think these are the best options for you guys as a rogue. But let's get to it. So first one we're going to hop into is a specialization. Now, as a rogue PvP specifically, I would say that subtlety is the best spec, hands down. I still think that it has the highest amount of burst damage. Mutilate spec's pretty decent, but again, when you're doing arena or you want to blow somebody up, subtlety is definitely the best for that. I find it a very versatile spec. There are a lot of options you can do, and it's a lot of fun. So I mean, subtlety for me is definitely the way to go, but a lot of rogues have been speccing into assassination, so you guys can take a look at that too as well. If you want a tutorial on assassination, I can do one up for you guys, no problem. But subtlety, so getting to it, your four primary things in subtlety spec are going to be your backstab, hemorrhage, fine weakness, and shadow dance. So fine weakness is really important in subtlety spec. So your ambush, garrote, and cheap shot abilities reveal a flaw in your target's defenses, causing all your attacks to bypass 100% of the enemy's armor for 10 seconds. So essentially what this is, guys, is when you guys open, it's very, very important that you get an opener on somebody, because again, your three primary opening moves, ambush, garrote, and cheap shot, bypass 100% of the enemy's armor for 10 seconds. So that's awesome. That gives you right off the bat a crap load more damage. So make sure you guys are opening in stealth as a rogue. If you're not, you're doing something wrong. So hemorrhage, an instant strike that deals 140% weapon damage, 203% weapon damage if a dagger is equipped, so causing profuse bleeding that deals an additional 50% of the direct strikes damage over 24 seconds and awards 1 combo point. So guys, hemorrhage is basically your essential attack that you need to keep up on targets at all times. I would be spamming backstab over hemorrhage. Now, there's a lot of people that have been theory crafting hemorrhage, like using swords and spamming hemorrhage to build combo points so you can use your finishers quicker. And it does make a little bit of sense, guys. But if you're going to do that, if you're just going to spam hemorrhage, just use daggers. Don't use swords. I haven't found anything in my theory crafting that proves that swords do more damage, and right here it does say 2 as well. Instant strike that deals 140% weapon damage, but 203% if daggers are equipped. So right away here, guys, daggers do much more damage than swords, so that's really, really important for you guys. Use daggers, definitely the way to go. Now, backstab. It's going to be your main combo builder. You definitely want to be behind the target. You won't be able to use it without being behind the target, but the backstab causing 275% weapon damage plus 1053 to the target. So obviously requires a dagger in the main hand, so if you guys are running the sword spec and spamming hemorrhage, you're not going to be able to use one of your main combo builders, which is backstab. This attack does a lot of damage. You guys will see it in the rotation video, but it's you got to be using this. It's awesome. So backstab, really important, guys. Hemorrhage, and then shadow dance. So shadow dance, the reason why I like subtlety a lot is because of this. Shadow dance is a 1-minute cooldown, so it's essentially up almost all the time for me. But you enter shadow dance for 8 seconds, allowing you to use the abilities that ordinarily require stealth. The energy cost of ambush is reduced by 20 while shadow dance is active. So important note here, guys, it essentially allows you to use any stealth move you want. So garrote, ambush, cheap shot, the works. You can still use your rupture and eviscerate while you're shadow dancing. So for 8 seconds, you're just basically a beast spamming ambush. So one thing to keep in mind too is when you're using shadow dance, you want to make sure that your energy is not depleted. You don't want to be energy starved when using shadow dance, so you can get the maximum damage output. So that's specialization, guys, that I'm hopping into is subtlety. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Talents now. So level 15 talent that I choose is Night Stalker. Night Stalker increases your movement speed while stealth by 20%, and the damage your abilities deal while stealth by 25%. So a lot of rogues are going into a subterfuge. Your stealth breaks 3 seconds after dealing or receiving hostile actions rather than doing so immediately. I find this, you know, very situational, guys. The reason why I run Night Stalker specifically is because, you know, if I want to build 5 combo points on a target, vanish, and then pop an eviscerate on them, I'm doing 25% more damage with that eviscerate. So that's huge. It's a damage dealer for me. It's also, you know, your garrote is very, very important too as well. So increasing movement speed while stealth by 20% is awesome. I'm a rogue. I don't know about you guys, but I like to be stealth as much as possible. Now when I'm doing BGs and RBGs, I don't like mounting up and running around. Somebody, you know, puts fairy fire on me or opens up before I do, and you know, I can't get in stealth. So this allows me to move at 90% speed, guys, with burst of speed. I'll get to that in a sec. While stealth, so it's essentially mounted speed, which is awesome. So Night Stalker is where I would go. Shadow Focus is alright. Abilities cost 75% less energy while you're stealth, but I would either choose Subterfuge or Night Stalker. Preferably Night Stalker for myself is how I use it. Off to level 30 talent, Nerve Strike. A successful kidney shot or cheap shot also reduces the damage dealt by the target by 50% and healing done by the target by 10% for 6 seconds after the effect fades. Now you're going to watch a lot of rogues go into combat readiness. It's really, really good for damage reduction, but it's a 2-minute cooldown. The reason why I go into Nerve Strike is it's more of a controllable for me. You know, I just pop up kidney shot or cheap shot on a target, and it reduces their damage dealt by 50% for the next 6 seconds. Also very important in Battlegrounds, arenas, rated Battlegrounds, just all the way around the PvP world. It also reduces the healing done by the target by 10% for 6 seconds. So you guys ever been in an arena situation where, you know, if you would have done 10,000 more damage, you would have, you know, killed the guy before a heal came off. So this really helps with that, guys. It really pressures the healers. It's very, very useful. So I go Nerve Strike for that. It's a passive ability. It works really well, especially with your Shadow Dance, your cheap shotting, kidney shot, and also that. And it also plays into Prayer of the Week. So we will get to that in a sec. Level 45 talent. I spec into Elusiveness. I honestly think that this is the best talent for this level bracket. Cheat Death, again, a 2-minute cooldown. It's alright, it kind of gives you a, you know, an extra little go, but Feint, Elusiveness is awesome. Your Feint ability also reduces all damage taken by 30% for 5 seconds. So if you guys read your Feint ability, right down here, performs an evasive maneuver, reducing damage taken from area of effect attacks by 50% and all damages taken by 30%. For 5 seconds. So it adds that 30% increase. What that does is huge damage reduction for rogues. You know, you keep that up for 5 seconds at a time. They're doing 30% less damage on you. So that's huge, guys. You know, if you got a healer that's being pressured really bad, they got to heal themselves. They can't really heal you. You got split DPS. It's a good way to keep yourselves up. So I would really, really spec into Elusiveness. I would recommend that over Cheat Death for sure. Leeching Poison, I'm not even going to get into that. Useless for PvP in my opinion. So Elusiveness, guys, definitely level 45 talent. Now level 60 talent, Burst of Speed. Okay, now a lot of rogues are gonna, well, a lot of people are gonna say Shadow Step. Now the reason why I go Burst of Speed instead of Shadow Step, and let me prove my point. Shadow Step is a 24-second cooldown. I love Shadow Step with the ability to get behind the target and mess them up. Shadow Step behind a friendly target, catch up to them. It's really, really cool, but it's 24 seconds. That's the only thing I don't like about it. Other than that, I have nothing else bad to say about Shadow Step. It's a great move. It's great at positioning yourself properly. So I would recommend that for certain people. Again, it's all situational to how you play your rogue. Burst of Speed is how I decided to spec into. It does cost 30 energy. However, it does increase movement speed by 70% for 4 seconds. It also removes any movement slowing effects and does not break stealth. So like I was saying earlier, guys, when I want to get around the BG or the RBG or the arena super quick in stealth, I can do that with Burst of Speed and Night Stalker. So a total of 90% movement speed increase. So really, really cool, guys. You guys should try it out. It's not for everybody. If you do like Shadow Step more, they're equal in my eyes. It's very, very situational though. So level is 75 talent. Prayer of the Week. Now, some rogues are going to hop into Paralytic Poison. Let's start off with Prayer on the Weak first, okay? It's a passive ability that when you disable an enemy with Kidney Shot, Cheap Shot, Gouge, Sap, or Blind, they suffer 10% increased damage from all sources for the duration effect. Now I'm going to read that again. They suffer 10% increased damage from all sources. So it's not just you that benefits from, stun locking a dude. Other people are going to benefit from it too as well. So if you're running a 2's comp, a rogue warrior, and you want the warrior to do as much damage as humanly possible, this increases their damage dealt by 10%. So Prayer of the Weak, very, very important, guys. It's a damage output for you guys. So that's why I would go Prayer of the Weak instead of Paralytic Poison. Now getting into Paralytic Poison, there's a chance of poisoning the enemy, 20% chance of poisoning the enemy for 15 seconds. Stacks up to 5 times, and upon the 5th application, the enemy will be stunned for 4 seconds. So cool. It's kind of like a random stun. When it goes off, it's pretty awesome. But again, not a controllable. Shiv Effect. This would be the one that would win me over for it. Causes an instant paralysis of an enemy's lower body, rooting them in place for 4 seconds. So if you need to provide anybody with peels, you need to get away from somebody, this is a good way to do it. Shiv them, stun them for 4 seconds, and get the hell out of there. So very, very cool. But again, what works for me is Prayer on the Weak. Now, last but not least, level 90 talent. I'm not going to get into anticipation if you don't learn to use your combo points on time. I mean, I don't know why you should be going over. Anticipation is awesome for PvE. PvP, however, I would not touch that. Shuriken Toss. How am I going to word this properly? Okay, let me make a point. Rogues are not hunters. Fair enough? Okay. The fact that Blizzard put in Shuriken Toss for rogues is cool. I would definitely go into this talent if you could use it situationally. But I find most rogues that I duel or I see playing or posting videos or whatever are relying more on the Shuriken Toss than they are their primary moves. So I watch rogues use Shuriken Toss over using their backstab abilities, their eviscerates, and they just sit there and throw, ninja stars at people. It's really annoying, guys. I play other classes too as well. And I'm sure other people that are watching this that play different classes are really pissed off with Shuriken Toss. It's just really, really annoying. And I find it takes a lot away from your ability to play your class. So that being said, that's my opinion. If Shuriken Toss works for you, then by all means do so. But I think you're going to get much more out of your rogue and your class if you spec into Mark for Death. So Mark for Death is a 1-minute cooldown. Again, I love how it works hand in hand with your Shadow Dance ability. Marks the target, instantly generating 5 combo points on them. If the target dies within 1 minute, Mark for Death's cooldown is reset. Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't choose this. It's an instant eviscerate, guys, or an instant rupture, or an instant recuperate, or slice and dice, whatever the heck you want to use it for. I use it for a damage increase. So if I build up, I got my rupture up on my target, and my bleeds. I build up 5 combo points. I eviscerate, Mark for Death, eviscerate. It's a double eviscerate. It eats people. It literally eats people. And the cool thing about it is once they die, it resets. So if you're in a BG and you keep hopping one target to another, eating them, you could keep spamming Mark for Death. It's really, really useful ability, guys. And it's good. It's a good situational ability. So if you need a quick heal, recuperate's good. If your slice and dice is dropping and you want to use your other combo points on something else, Mark for Death, 30 second slice and dice. So really, really cool, guys. That's definitely what I would recommend you guys using. So that's my talents. If you guys have any more questions, I can definitely go more in depth about it. But that's kind of wanted to touch bases on that. Lastly, the Glyphs. Now, major Glyphs. I really don't think that there's a better choice. And if you look at any of the other rogues posting videos on YouTube, they're going to be spec'd into the same type of Glyphs as I am. The first one is going to be Blind. Blind ability also removes all damage over time effects. The reason you go with this, guys, is because if you're not spec'd into dirty tricks, you're gonna, if you blind somebody, they're just gonna get out from your poison and bleeds. Blind is a good peeling move. It's good if you want to, blind the guy, get away, re-stealth, come back in and open up, or just to keep them off in you in general. So very, very important, guys. You want to be using this, especially if you're not spec'd into dirty tricks. Second one, Glyph of Cheap Shot. Increase the duration of Cheap Shot by 1 second. So if you guys remember my talent, Prayer of the Week, Prayer on the Week, sorry, when you disable an enemy with Kidney Shot, blah blah blah, but Cheap Shot, they suffer 10% increased damage. So Essentially what this does is it gives me an extra 10% increased damage for a whole second. A lot of you guys are like, oh, that's how much. But in a second's time, I can get an eviscerate off. I can get an extra backstab. So it's really cool. And if I got Shadow Dance, I can do an extra ambush. So it's a lot of damage when you look you know, an overall arena or battleground or RBG. So. And the third major glyph is Glyph of Garrote. Increase the duration of your Garrote's ability silence effect by 1 second. This is awesome versus casters. Just awesome. It silences them for an extra second. I don't know how to explain this more for you guys, but it's great. Those are the 3 ones I would run 100%. I don't really have any type of, you know, feeling towards another glyph. These are definitely the primary ones you want to go with. Now your secondary glyphs is really up to you guys. The ones I run, Glyph to Detection, teaches you the ability of detection. Focus intently on trying to detect certain creatures. Blizzard doesn't go into too much detail on what this actually does. I'm pretty sure it ups your ability to, you know, search for stealth targets. So if you're playing another rogue or whatever, you know, if you got this glyph, you'll have an advantage, I'm supposing. It does also help you to detect things and certain creatures. So whatever that means, if you guys find something cool, let me know. Second one would be Blurred Speed. I use this just because it's awesome for situational use in BGs and stuff. Enables you to walk on water while your sprint ability is active. Really cool. So if you want to get away from somebody's chasing you, they don't have water walk, you want to get across the water or the river, boom, gone. Re-stealth. See you later. So really, really cool, guys. And your sprint ability is a 1-minute cooldown. So you get to benefit from that every minute. And the last one is Glyph of Decoy. When you vanish, you leave behind a brief illusion that very closely resembles you. So I'm going to kind of show you guys an example here. So when I vanish, it leaves behind a dummy, not as good looking as I am, however, but it does leave by a little, you know, a little replica of you. So people get kind of confused when you vanish, like, oh, he's just standing still doing nothing. So it just confuses people, guys. Just kind of gives you kind of those ninja stealth moves. But yeah, that's the general specialization, talents, and glyphs. If you guys have any questions at all, please comment, message me. I can do something more in depth for you guys too as well if you guys have any questions on certain areas. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Check out my next video. I will be a video based on enchanting, gemming, and reforging. So peace for now, guys. Death out.